Hi, my name is Caitlin Johnston. I'm married to Nathan Johnston. Many of you guys might know us by Nate and Kate. We have two little boys, Trax, who is 4, and Archer is 2. So when I was pregnant with Archer, May 8th, 2019, I was 39 weeks pregnant, and I noticed that Archer was not moving. So we called the doctor and we went in, had some tests done. They sent us to the hospital, and at the hospital we had more tests done, and it ended up that he needed to be delivered. And at that point I was pretty calm. I just had some peace about the whole thing, but I had something in me told me to suggest to the doctors that I was okay with a C-section. And once I said that I was okay with a C-section, 10 minutes later, Nathan had his gown on and I was rushed off to have an emergency C-section. So after Archer was born, they brought him over to the NICU and they sent me off to recovery. Nathan was with Archer, and Archer had then received several blood transfusions, and also during this time he had a seizure while the nurses were working on him. When I was finally able to go see Archer in the NICU, I wasn't able to hold him or feed him. So all I knew what to do was to sing to him. The only song that came to me was counting every blessing. I'm counting every blessing, letting go and trusting when I cannot see. Surely every season you are good to me. And I would say that song really took me through the next couple of days. Days went by and Archer received many tests. He was such a big boy. He was 9 pounds, 12 ounces. And he was the biggest baby in the NICU. All the nurses loved tending to him because they're used to all these itty bitty babies, and here's this huge chunky baby. And so I had a peace during this whole time that everything was just going to be fine. And then day 4, Nathan was home with Trax, and our doctor came into my room and he said, I have the MRI results. Do you want me to tell you them now, or do you want me to wait until your husband is here and I can tell you them then? I said, no, you can tell me them now. It's fine. And he's saying all this big medical terminology, and then he said the words brain damage. And that was the moment I broke. Physically, I was alone without my husband. I blamed it on myself. I doubted God's goodness. I doubted His plans. Later that night, actually, another nurse popped into our room, told us that God had a plan for Archer's life. And our God is a God of miracles, and a diagnosis is just a diagnosis. It does not define Archer. So that was another just moment where God really put the right people in our path. I just gave Christ the reins and gave Him our lives. God promises an everlasting life in heaven, and that gave me the hope and the happiness to carry on. So in 2019, we celebrated many milestones. Archer started, he got off of a seizure medication. He remained seizure free. He rolled over, he learned how to sit up, and he started scooting around on his own. And around 6 months, Archer had an eye doctor's appointment in Omaha. And I remember the doctor said he could look in his eyes with the tools and he could see a lot of Archer's brain, and from what he could see, his brain was beautiful. Now here we are in 2021, and we have been discharged from physical therapy. We are on a checkup-only basis for occupational therapy, and we no longer need to see neurology or our eye doctors. I can truly say that Archer is a miracle, not just because he's doing well health-wise, but he is a miracle because he has shown me to be the mom that I want to be, and he has made my relationship with Christ grow. His journey has put me through a storm that I have learned to praise God through.